Ugh, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been so busy the past 2 weeks, but jury duty's done. I'm still working doubles, but you know what? At least one of the things is done. So now I have more time to record. Thank God. Anyways, unpopular opinions. One unpopular VTuber opinion would have you like this. I like these. These are fun, and this one went viral, so why not, right? Unfortunately, again, I had to get lucky. Unless like someone else would send me some other ones, but yeah, I had to get lucky for these. So I got a few of these. All VTubers are physically or mentally handicapped because they're women. All right, that's pretty base. That good start. Anyways, let's keep going on here. VTubing is female dominated in who's streaming, but male dominated in the culture. You know what was crazy? I was just thinking about this the other day, or I've been thinking about this too, with a lot of the streamers lately who used to have like a plethora of simps, like, you know, Pokermans and all these other people who seem to want to cater more towards women and streaming, and I think that's fine, right? But the only problem is that I feel like a lot of this space, just streaming in general, is male dominated for the audience, and this goes double, not even double. There's not even it's not even close, right? With how male dominated the audience of VTubing is, which is why people who don't cater to just a male audience and, you know, have a, you know, they don't like their male audience. They're always anti-men this, anti-men that. There's a reason why you only see them on Twitter and you only see them blow up because of some crazy tweet that everybody calls out. There's a reason for that. That's because they don't got any viewers, bro. Who's gonna watch them? If you hate men, don't be a VTuber. 100%. You might as well just not even try to be a VTuber. There's not even an argument where you might as well just not even stream, but I'm sure you can get some kind of views. But yeah, if you're gonna be a female VTuber, you have to cater to men. That's reality. And that's goes double for male VTubers. If you're a male VTuber, you got to know that this is a male dominated viewer space. So we're going to be at a disadvantage. I've already come to terms with that, which honestly isn't that bad. I just hit 1,800 actually, chat. Shout out to you guys. Anyways, next one. VTubers will feed off men and get money and clout, but when it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, VTubers leave them high and dry. Shame on y'all. I also believe. I don't know if there's any. I'm trying to actually look at some of these. You know, it's like so much men are demonized in life. I'm glad that there's a lot more people. This place hates men and males VTubers, dude. Wait, what? No, they don't. Well, I actually, yes, some people do. A lot of you will go on Twitter and stuff like that and see a lot of female VTubers and people like that who will just hate on men, and I kind of laugh at it because it's like you probably don't got views, bro. But I also think that it's also a cool thing to see that there are a lot more female VTubers who come out and say that, you know, happy men's mental health awareness month, which, you know, shout out to the boys. It's definitely a lot different from like last year, like the year before that, when people really started going about it. Now, how many of those people are sincere and actually believe it? I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Because you will always have people who will come back the next month and be like, all right, who cares about men, right? It's like the same thing with Pride Month and companies, right? People like demand companies do Pride Month, but like they don't really care, right? They just want to sell you things. It's the same thing with like male VTuber or with VTubers and Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, or it can be, right? It can be for some people. There's people who I believe them, right? Like Smugalana, I believe her, Rosie, Kitsunero, like basically all those kinds of commentary VTubers, I believe them. You know what I'm saying? But there are definitely people who will just take advantage of that. Anyways, this leads on to this other one that I saw. Too many of you are comfortable taking your primary male audience's money and then go off about how much you hate men. It's insulting and you don't deserve your views. Someone told me that this reminded them of Bow. I personally don't believe so. I don't know. That whole thing was blown out of proportion, in my opinion. But that's me, bro. That, you know what I'm saying? They can't complain about their fans having personal relationships with a player role-playing girlfriend. I also think this might be a hot take as well. You can't complain about parasocialism if you do GFE, but I don't think a lot of people do, right? I totally agree. It's one thing for ethos to do. Dude, people hate when people do fansly. It's so funny. They genuinely despise it. I think it's terrible, but what can you do at the end? And there's a choice at the end of the day, but it's insulting when ethos are misandrous and shit talking to every man that give them money is terrible people. I believe. I agree. I've seen VTubers sell wedding ring merch and complain about their parasocial fans. Absolute insanity. I think this might be another one. I think streaming and stuff like that is inherently parasocial, right? Because you build a connection with your audience, and you're kind of just rolling the dice and flipping the coin on whether or not that person's gonna take it to the extreme. But you can't really, it's gonna happen one way or another. And then there's also some people who are also parasocial for their fans. But I mean, it's what it is, right? As long as there's no boundaries being crossed, I think it's probably fine, right? Anyways, there's McKeckerson. If you show real skin, you're not a VTuber. I don't mean the occasional hand or feet. I mean showing your every day you push your Oni friend or Friendsly. There are too many activities here pushing their agenda. Too many cry bullies. Don't attack people. Shout out to Demi. Don't attack people and expect to be left alone afterwards. Especially you attack a bigger person than you. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of here, right? There's a whole bunch here. Let's go one by one. If you're a VTuber and you show all that, it depends, right? It depends, because this is like off, how do I say this? Off your main platform. Unless this is your main platform, then, because honestly, like you saw this with the Saikuna situation, right? Where there's this thing of e-girls being VTubers for the easy clout, right? A lot of them aren't doing it for the love of the game, and it's like those people, yeah, right? But there's also VTubers who really, really like going off and doing that me versus IRL trend. I don't know why. I legitimately don't. Like, what is the point of doing that? But if you're just constantly posting your face and all that, I can't. It's hard to see you as a VTuber, right? Like, there's VTubers I watch. I've never seen them anywhere. And, it's not the same thing if you go and meet them, right? Like, I've met a few big VTubers. I'm not going to suddenly change my mind about them just because I saw them, right? But if you're constantly, like, if you're a 50-50 on your IRL VTuber content, it's hard to call you a VTuber. Right, I guess, right? Or at least that's how I would see it. This is like without even like mentioning these other websites, just in general. But I mean, I guess that's just me. I don't know. I'm super into the idol stuff. That's just me. Too many activities here pushing their agenda. I guess they have an agenda. Too many cry bullies. Don't attack people and expect to be left alone afterwards, especially if you attack a person bigger than you. Don't hide behind your follower count being smaller. Don't start any, won't be any. Simple. Chat. There's a way we say this in the streets too, is don't start none, won't be none. And I believe that, bro. If you are a smaller streamer and you go after you are on Twitter. Don't give me this bullshit about you being like, oh, I was just, this was for my mute. This is for my moods. These are for my oomfies and all that. No, it was not. Because if it was, you would have DM'd him. Your circle is so small, you might as well just either get into a Discord or message them. No, you did not. Because you knew you were going to see this. This is like sitting in a train or public transport or somewhere in the public, shit talking the person next to you and being like, whoa, you weren't meant to hear that, despite you saying it so loud that they could hear you. It does not matter if that person is bigger than you or not, right? If you cared so much that person was bigger than you and they shouldn't reply to you, You shouldn't have said it in the first place because they're gonna say it back to you. I trust me. I get that. I understand this, right? I go after or I talk about bigger VTubers. You know what I'm saying? I was so close to making a whole video crashing out about Demis because that whole situation got me heated. If she were to reply to me, if I had ever recorded that, I had to 100% be willing to know, or I had to 100% had to accept whatever came to my way, whether it was her audience, her viewers said the same thing twice, or her herself. I had to be okay with that, right? I had to accept those consequences. You do too. I don't want to hear, and it's always like the V-tweeters. They're like, oh God, man, haha. Guys, isn't Kirsche such a piece of shit? And then she replies to you, and you're like, oh my God, why would you say this to me? I don't understand. What did I do? I didn't deserve this. Yes, you did. Stand on business, bro. I respect you more if you stood on business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect you because you said it out loud, and now you can't stand on what you said. I don't respect you, bro. What the hell? Anyways, let's move on. That I could go on for that for a while, chat. It's reasonable for VTubers to turn to AI. When artists in VTubing sphere are so unreliable, you can't expect someone who's been scammed multiple times to continue to trust people who don't care. I didn't talk about this, but I kind of want to, talk. You know what I'm saying? I haven't talked about this, but I kind of want to talk about this. It might be a long rant. I don't really commission art, right? It costs money. Chat, I don't got money. If I were to commission art, right, from someone who I don't know, right? Usually the art that I commission, which you guys could kind of see in like the thumbnails and my emotes, right? That stuff was commissioned by one artist who was already the person who rigged my model. They're someone I can trust, I can rely on, and they have, someone, like I said, that's someone I can rely on. If I start going out to get more art, right, and also I have got some more other art. Luckily, it all came back great, and I love it. If I were to go out and start commissioning art, and I get scammed, and it would only take once, legitimately. It would probably, if it legitimately happened to me where I got scammed one time, I'm going to AI, 100%. Because I work, bro. I work for a living, and I have to let you scam me. Bro, I would not let that slide. After that, I'd say screw it, and I would just start making AI art of my own model. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna do it currently. I don't even like, I don't like pushing it, nothing like that. Do I watch some stuff? Yeah, I mean, I love Skybrowse's music. Would I watch it on stream? Probably not, right? You know what I'm saying, chat? Just because I do, just because I do crack off stream doesn't mean I'm gonna do it on stream and tell you guys to do it, right? So whatever I do off stream, there's certain things that I do off stream that I probably wouldn't push on my stream. It's the same thing with AI art, but like I said, if ever the day came where I commissioned art and the person took way too long for a simple piece that I asked, or did not come back with the quality I wanted, or screwed it up for whatever reason, I would go to AI. I'm not gonna lie. As of right now, I don't see the need for it. Just know, one mess up and I'm subscribing to Grok. Maybe not even Grok though, because I'm still banned off of Twitter. But I'm just saying, chat. I am legitimately one going away from having that happen. Follow policing another person's profile is among the lamest thing you can do. No one knows the explanation is who you follow and why. And this is like mostly a V-tweeter kind of thing. And I do gotta say, if you're like one of those people who are like, if you follow this person, unfollow me. You're a cornball, bro. You're corny as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because like, why do I gotta unfollow you? First of all, I'm not gonna put in the work. I don't care, right? If you want to follow, if they saw me who I followed right before I got blocked, I follow people that are probably controversial, right? Like I followed people who are like somewhat controversial, right? Like Alana, Kitsunero, not even Rosie, right? But then I followed even more controversial people, right? Like Kirsche and Leaflet. If someone were to come up to me like, I can't believe you follow these people, okay? Like, this is the follow policing thing is such a narcissistic, egotistical thing, because it's like, if you follow these people, unfollow me now or I'm gonna block you. Why do you think you're so important as a person that we have to save your friendship? You know what I'm saying? You are such an obnoxious person to do that. I wouldn't want to save a friendship with you. What the hell? To me, it seems super narcissistic. Oh, obviously you want to stay friends with me, but if you want to stay friends with me, you gotta block or not interact with this person. Okay, bye, bro. I don't care. Anyways, that's just the whole thing, right? I needed a distraction, so I decided to record this video. Chat, like I said, jury duty done. I'm going to be recording more. Thank God. Chat, thank you again for 1,800. We're almost to 2,000 on this account, chat. That is crazy. I might even overtake my main account soon. Honestly, my main account might turn into my second account soon. I ain't going to lie to you. Chat, let me know how you guys feel. Comment, subscribe. I'll catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.